It's notable to see digital asset companies want to become banks because for many years we saw fintechs, such as Chime, for example, make sure they weren't becoming banks. What they would do is and what they have done is partnered with banks to be these so-called neobanks or fintech companies that offer banking-like services. Why would a digital asset manager want to become a chartered bank?
Yeah, so I think a lot of it is coming down to the fact that the Genius bill, which is has passed through the Senate and is looking like it may pass through the House relatively quickly, is giving a special treatment for OCC chartered banks specifically. So if you want to be a stablecoin issuer, becoming federally regulated is going to be a natural path because the OCC is being set up as the primary federal regulator for all things around the stablecoin industry.
What are your plans, Nathan? If you think about the growth of Anchorage Digital, you're watching, it's kind of amazing. One after another, companies tap public markets. We saw a SPAC just today. We saw one, I guess, a week or so ago as well. We see companies wanting to be holders of Bitcoin in public markets. We see ETFs launching. There's a free-for-all in public markets. What are your plans in terms of fundraising and the desire to go public?
Yeah, it's a great question. So we're seeing across the entire institutional landscape a desire for investment into the crypto ecosystem. This grows across people wanting to invest in crypto funds, wanting to invest into crypto assets, getting that exposure via spot assets, get it via access to the ETFs and access to the corporate treasuries. And we at Anchorage support all of those use cases that help institutional investors come in. A natural part of that is that people also want to get access to crypto companies as well. So I think the whole space is growing as a result of that. In terms of our plans, I don't have anything particular to talk about there, but just know that it's a wonderful part of the industry that so much is growing, so much is developing, and there's so much demand for access to this asset class.
We're also seeing a lot of support coming from members of the president's own family and their forays into digital assets. I'm wondering how you view that and if there's any concern from you, not about a conflict of interest, but essentially competing in the space with Trump's.
I think that the industry is open to all. The crypto industry is fundamentally about democratizing access to financial products, democratizing access to financial services. When we look at the recent issues across the industry where crypto companies were debanked and others were debanked, it's entirely natural for a whole set of new participants to want to come in and want to participate in the digital asset industry. And it's global, frankly. And so I think it's open to all, whether you are an entrepreneur in the developing world to whether you are well-established business people within the United States. So I think that's what's beautiful about crypto is that it's open to everyone, and I look forward to seeing more growth there.
Anchorage Digital CEO Nathan McCauley, we thank you so very much for your time. Quickly evolving industry.
After these messages, we'll be right back.
How would you like to earn an extra $100, $200, or even $500 a day, even more than that? I have many friends that are earning money every single day trading futures on BTCC. It's a simple process, and even if you don't want to learn how to trade, you could follow a trader on the site and let him do the trading for you. So even if you don't know how to trade, there is a way to make money. But I suggest learn how to trade. Earn you some extra money on BTCC. It's easy, you don't have to KYC, and you don't have to use a virtual private network VPN. This is a wonderful site. They've been around since 2011. Give them a shot. Also, when you earn that extra money, you can store that on your Decent wallet. The Decent wallet was not affected by the recent XRPL debacle, where the backdoor of many wallets was open and there was a breach. So Decent wallet was not affected by that. Decent wallet is as safe as you keep your seed phrase. It's a wonderful product, and you can get the discount by using the link. It's the only way to get the affiliate discount, and that is to use an affiliate link. So that link is popping up on the upper right side of your screen, and it is the one that you will use. You will also get free shipping, pick you up a decent wallet today. Secure your assets. If you don't have them stored in a wallet and sitting on an exchange, then you're at risk. So pick you one up today. Thank you. This Zebec partner became the first and only crypto native bank to receive a charter from the United States Office of the Comptroller. So basically, in a nutshell, this is a big deal. And Rue and I, of course, cited LCX a few times, even Rue recently, about the significance of that. One of the things that grabs your attention is they are becoming like a crypto bank, and that stands out especially when it comes to Europe. But what about right here in the United States? This key partner for Zebec is absolutely massive. This is one of the biggest deals for Zebec moving forward. Consider smashing that like. We're going to get into a lot of material, aren't we, Rue?
Yes, indeed.
So let's jump into it. First thing is from X. It's a blast from the past, and we'll tie in all of the recent what's going on as well. So let's basically get into it. And here's the first thing. It comes straight from Anchorage Digital and also Zebec. You see here, specifically speaking, Anchorage Digital, one of the largest Web3 custody providers with 30 billion in assets under management and billions in transaction volume, now supports custody of, like you see here, ZBCN. And like it also mentions, it's the biggest institutional investors who can securely custody ZBCN with one of the most trusted names in the game. And that is, of course, Anchorage Digital. And we covered this in the past, myself and Rue, when it comes to Anchorage Digital and the Zebec connection. Now, this was originally reported October 8th, 2024. But watch this. Let's take you over to some of these updates. CoinDesk reported not that long ago that U.S. banking regulator OCC lists enforcement order from Anchorage Digital. The first U.S. chartered crypto bank, and I'll state that again, crypto bank, had been resolving the agency's requirements to fix anti-money laundering controls since 2022. This is reported just a few days ago, August 21st, and you see here the CEO of Anchorage Digital, and that's Nathan McCauley, celebrating the OCC lifting a 2022, the whole thing without money laundering. All right, here's what to know. Like it says from CoinDesk, crypto bank Anchorage Digital did have that overhanging enforcement order lifted by the official of the comptroller of the currency, which determined the bank had met the agency's demands to fix the money laundering controls. On top of that, we see here the bank CEO called his institutions the world's most regulated digital asset bank. So again, that is really, really big for us being Zebec holders. This is one of the most important partnerships for Zebec. All right, a little bit more about this. Anchorage Digital has moved out from under its U.S. banking regulators order that it institute a compliance program to protect against anti-money abuses, with the Office of the Comptroller of the Currency, the OCC, announcing the removal of the cease and desist order originally issued in 2022. All right, there's more to it than just this. American Bankers Association did share this a while back about Anchorage Digital Bank of North America. Keep in mind, they're a Diamond member, ABA partner since 2021. And as you see here from Anchorage Digital Bank, this specifically goes on to say, Anchorage Digital Bank is the only crypto native bank to receive a charter from the U.S. Office of the Comptroller of the Currency, a qualified custodian. Anchorage Digital Bank works closely with its regulators to meet stringent compliance requirements and to set the industry bar for digital asset operations under federal oversight. If you hear a lot of wind, there's a crazy dust storm coming through Phoenix. It's actually already here, and you might hear lightning and thunder, so just bear with us. On top of that, let's take you over to here, and we'll kick over to Rue here just in a bit. Right from Anchorage.com, unrivaled regulatory protections, home to Anchorage Digital Bank, the only federally chartered crypto bank in the United States, and an unequivocal qualified custodian. Anchorage Digital also serves institutions through Anchorage Digital Singapore, and that's licensed by the Monetary Authority of Singapore, Anchorage Digital New York, which holds a BIT license from New York Department of Financial Services. So we'll take a pause right there, because the way I look at it, Rue, this is such a big deal. This, if you think about it, like how many people got into LCX because of the whole talk of, for one, better opportunity than investing into BNB, especially when it comes to market cap. And number two, the whole idea of becoming a quote unquote crypto bank. But let's face it, they're really focused on Europe. And I get it, they'll probably expand. But now we have this key plug with Zebec and what's going on here in the United States. As we would say, this is huge, but in reality, bro, it is huge.
Super huge there, guys. Remember, we were the first to kind of bring you the whole Anchorage Digital connection. And in that connection, I broke that Simon Babakani, the CEO of Zebec, he was college roomies, or not college roomies, but he went to the same college as digital asset manager of BlackRock, Robert Mitchnick. And Simon went and confirmed that on the spaces, that they know each other, they're friends. So again, when we're dealing with Zebec, understand that we're dealing with the CEO is friends with the head of digital assets of BlackRock. Okay. And also, shout out to Creative Control. He broke to you that David Sachs, the crypto czar, his Craft Ventures, okay? Craft Ventures is invested in Zebec. So understand, when we're talking Zebec, all of these connections are here. Robert Mitchnick, David Sachs, okay? Now, also, if you caught our last video, we showed you where Ondo Finance, also another connection there with BlackRock, who's partnered with Ondo Finance. Anchorage Digital, which first federally regulated bank in the US, and also LCX. Okay, so both sides of the two people that want to be blockchain banks, Anchorage Digital, LCX, both connected with Ondo here. Okay, so again, very, very huge for Zebec, because they're also an Ondo partner. All of these players are connected. And, just makes me really excited for Zebec as a company here.
Myself as well. We double checked, try to see if there's any other researchers that did share it. And we always welcome people from the community that share the research as well. But to our knowledge, we didn't see anything. So in reality, first to break it, very proud to share this with you guys, especially with the Zebec community. The other thing we're going to jump into is a little bit more with the findings. Let's jump into this. So for one, check this out. This was, I believe, not a lot longer. Literally today. So today's update, okay? Look what it says here. Anchorage Digital Ventures, the first institutional edge for protocols. How many times do we talk about these protocols, the integration of these protocols, right? And again, this key partner with Zebec, I think this is an absolute huge deal. And let's get into the findings for today's news announcement. So for one, Anchorage Digital excited to announce an inaugural program for early stage protocol teams. Anchorage Digital Ventures, we believe the financial infrastructure of the future is being built on chain. So they do reference, obviously, like, crypto and blockchain and so on. So they also mentioned foundational partner to the ecosystem. We want to support the best builders from day one. Okay, obviously you saw that reference to Zebec, right? Anchorage Digital Ventures is our commitment to empowering promising protocols with early strategic support, technology, and expertise needed to launch confidently and successfully. We are more than a venture fund. We are your first partner, going beyond an investor to help you build a secure and trusted protocol from day one. And like it says, who they're looking to partner with. Well, we already established, obviously, Zebec, and there's a lot of other ones here. But basically speaking, here's what you're getting with Anchorage Digital. I do want to point this out. Their goal is to equip protocol teams with the toolkit and collaborative mentorship they will need to launch with confidence. Teams accepted to the Anchorage Digital Ventures will receive, and like it says here, capital investment, modest funding alongside early institutional backing. That is big time worth pointing out. And on top of that, You get to have sessions with them, but whatever the case be, institutional adoption, that path to that adoption, will Zebec be part of that adoption? So as it says here, if you integrate and launch with Anchorage Digital as your project grows, the world's leading institutions will have access to what? Your token from day one. We got a little bit more about this. Gonna kick it back over to Rue. Rue, man, oh my goodness. This is what we're talking about. This is the adoption that we're all dreaming about, man.
Huge, man, huge. One of the things I forgot to mention is that Anchorage Digital does the custody for Zebec. That was one of the first things we broke when we talked about Anchorage Digital to you before. Okay, so this is huge. This is basically saying, and they can say that because we showed you, like we showed you last show, that Ondo connection connects them into everything. And remember the fact that Wormhole and XLR, another Ondo partner, basically can connect to anything. Again, another Zebec partner, Swift Blockchain, connects to anything. So literally, when they say that, that's not hyperbole. They really will connect you to anything. Okay, so very, very huge, very huge.
Yeah, 100% on that one. Let's take it a little bit more into what we have. Another reference that we want to get into is this from obviously the big news, the Genius Act. Does Anchorage Digital have anything about that? They do. Anchorage Digital Bank becomes first federally chartered stablecoin issuer following recent Genius Act. And if anything, I mean, think about the plug and connection, especially when it comes to your ripples. Like, would this affect RLUSD? Could very well possibly do that. So you pull up more about this, check this out as well. And you see here, new white label capability will provide a regulated path to issue stablecoins under Anchorage Digital Bank's existing Office of the Comptroller of the Currency, again, OCC bank charter, and it's designed for compliance with the enacted Genius Act. So all this has been really recent. So again, a key partner with new consistent updates. All right, here's another one to pound at home. Winston and Strawn, LLP. Some of you guys know about them. They have these non-fungible insights, blockchain decrypted. OCC enters into a consent order with the first federally chartered digital asset bank. And again, this was all the way back in 2022. Again, referencing what happened in the past, but we got the update. But again, some of the biggest platforms at the biggest stages citing some of this. And you may be wondering, like, Max, Rue, what is the significance of OCC in banking? This is a simple Google search, and I do want to point it out, and we'll kick it back over to Rue for some closing thoughts. The OCC, or Office of the Comptroller of the Currency, is the United States Department of Treasury Bureau that is significant in banking because it charters, regulates, and supervises all national banks and federal savings associations. Its primary significance lies in ensuring these institutions operate in a safe and sound manner, providing fair access to financial services and complying with applicable laws. The OCC also promotes fair treatment of customers and oversees compliance with regulations, thereby maintaining the stability and public trust in the federal banking system. So to see this, Rue, the way I look at it, brother, is we have compliance from top to bottom when it comes to Zebec connections. Want to get some of your closing thoughts in regard to all of this, because I think this is some of the biggest news for us being ZBCN holders.
Guys, I think this is really big as far as white labeling for stablecoins go. Again, if you caught last video, you would see that I said something about Fiserv, and I connected Fiserv and their stablecoin, the Fi USD, to Zebec. Okay, I was the first person to break that, and out of that came the Paxos relationship with ZBCN that they eventually revealed. Now, this may have some connection to Metallicus, in which they also have a white labeling or a crypto as a service connection that they offer. There may be some connection there because Fiserv is also partnered with them. But again, I think the Genius Act opens the door for lending. And that's something I've been talking to my guys about. Zebec, in their spaces with Algorand, they said they want to do payroll lending. Since they're connected with ADP, they're in the prime position to do payday lending for you the moment you get paid, and you're going to get paid real time. This has never been done before, but with the Genius Act and with these stable coins, you could do payday lending in a way that you've never done it before, real time. Okay. And with the connection there with Anchorage Digital and connecting other banks and other stable coins there, you can do lending in a way that you've never done it before. In comes Metallicus and their metal lending, their metal pay lending, their metal protocol lending, and the loan token. So I'm really looking out for tokens that do lending like Metallicus, like Zebec, like Swift Blockchain, who is also a Zebec partner. So be on the lookout for that, guys.
Great insights. Glad to share it with you guys. Obviously, do us a solid if you listen to this entire outline, because this is a key outline, and type in this keyword. It gives us feedback if you listen to the end, and that is you're going to type in Anchorage, as in Anchorage Digital, and we'll know that you listened to the entire outline. On behalf of myself and Rue, we're at Black Rue Investing. Know what you have, know why you hold it. The research trumps flood 110%. We'll see you guys on the next one.
Peace.